Wait, my hair.
Hi, everybody. Today I'm showing AI image generator program Midjourney to a couple of real artists to see what they think about it and to show them how it works. So if you're interested in how it works or in what artists think about it, stay tuned. So joining us today are Andrea Goyan, Elizabeth Eve King, and guys, tell me a little bit about like your art background.
Oh,
Well,
well,
Elizabeth has a real art background, and it's in her background.
Yeah.
exactly. That's
Yes.
one. I could get some more. I painted some big murals in Los Angeles. I've shown a lot of places. I painted for a lot of years, for a lot of hours. I'm mostly like acrylic on canvas, but I've used oils. I've done big murals, which sometimes involve using enamel paints.
All right, so you're like a real artist.
Yeah, real artist. If you look my website, link below, you go to some of my paintings, and there's a big mural in LA. It's really faded now, but it's by the Museum of Natural History.
That's very cool.
So
Yeah, and I am not as interesting as Elizabeth in that way. I mean, well, maybe I'm as interesting, but my art is has always been more for myself and my friends and things. And I do a lot. I think I do mostly animals, a lot of animal paintings. So I do some other stuff, but that's probably most of it.
All right.
And I mostly work in oils. I like oil best, but.
So today I'm going to show you about one of the many AI image generators out there right now. I have a long list of all of them that's going to be linked in the description box below that I wrote up about for MetaStellar. And the most famous one you've probably heard of is Dall-E 2, but that's not available to the public yet. It's in like beta. I got my hands on it because my daughter has one, so I've been playing around with it. And I have to say that I actually like the one I'm going to show you better. So Dall-E 2 has a lot of powerful features, like you can erase part of the image and have it generate new stuff for it, you know, that kind of cool stuff. So if you're interested in like using it for real art, I suggest you guys sign up for the Dall-E 2 beta and try to get your hands on it. But if you're just using it like I am for cool illustrations, then you can do it with the one that you can get from Midjourney. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the website looks like and how you get into it. So I'm going to share my screen and show you where I am. All right, where is my Midjourney screen? Oh, I have to like move you guys off to the side so I can do it. All right, share screen. Okay. So can you see my screen now?
yes.
Yes.
All right. So the Midjourney app is accessed through a Discord channel. And the way it works is you type in the word imagine. Tell me something you want to have it illustrate.
Dragons on ice.
Dragons on ice. What art style do you want me to do it in?
Thomas Carr,
like steampunk or Picasso or, you know, oil on canvas.
Oh, let's do oil on canvas this first time.
Oil on canvas. Let's make it highly detailed. And do you want it to be a vertical image or a horizontal image?
Horizontal.
Horizontal. So I'm going to make it the wallpaper orientation. And while that's running, it's going to take a few seconds. I'm going to show you the home site of the website. So
this is how to get in.
So this is the website. So it's really scary. So you click, so you have to click join the beta. You have to like give your information, sign up, wait for it to email you something. and then you sign in, and you sign into the Discord server, which is where you access it. And you can see here, it's starting to get those images. We're 15% done with the images. After you sign up for everything, you can get, now you have access to the Midjourney app, where this is your account, and these are all the pictures I've created with Midjourney, playing around with it. And like, here's the prompt that I used for it, like committee meeting, and it gave me all these. And this was Fantasy Castle Studio Ghibli style. This was pen and paper steampunk version. So you can see like all the, and this is Fantasy Castle steampunk style. A beautiful woman with laptop and steampunk library, trending, detailed. So you can add those little description to it to get a more fine-tuned picture. And then you can rerun the same prompt multiple times to get slightly different variations of the same image until you get something that you like in different poses.
You ran the exact same prompt for all of those?
For some of these I had, so for these two.
Those ones.
So this is woman with laptop and steampunk library trending detailed. And this is also woman with laptop and steampunk library trending detailed. I just hit the rerun button. And I'll show you where that is. So this is stack of books, steampunk trending detailed. And that's what it gave me. So,
can you tell me, Maria, because I don't understand what does the trending do? What does that mean?
So here's the trick to all these prompts. The way that all these engines work is they look at all the pictures on the internet and the captions that are under those pictures. And the captions will often have, or like the headlines for those pictures will often have things like trending on ArtStation or trending on Instagram. So when you add the word trending to a picture, it makes it just a little bit nicer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's one of those tricks you can use with creating prompts. It's called prompt engineering, is where you adjust the prompt in slightly different ways. So here is writer, a typewriter, colorful, trending, detailed in the style of Picasso. Writer, a typewriter, colorful, trending, detailed without the Picasso. So you can play with these, and it's actually an art form, playing with these prompts. Here it is in the Disney animation style. And sometimes you get stuff that's just totally weird. And sometimes you get stuff that's fantastic. Like, look at these two images.
So can I, one of the questions, Elizabeth and I actually spoke a little bit about this ahead of time. Who owns the artwork? Like,
Okay,
like the copyright.
So according to the latest government policies, you cannot copyright AI generated art. The same way you cannot copyright, say, a marble pattern that's available, in nature. So it's not considered your artistic expression. It's just a random thing that the computer creates. Like, you can't copyright a random number.
But you can use it. Anyone can use it because it's not copyrightable.
Because it's not copyrighted, anyone can use it. But there are license requirements. So if you use it in a way that is against the terms of service of the website, they can kick you off of the account. So for example, they might not want you to create pornographic works using political figures, or they might not want you to create NFTs with them unless you pay them extra for the license.
What about book covers?
Book covers are totally fine. So under the license terms of the sites that I'm looking at right now, book covers are totally okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I tried to do this, and I guess I didn't Is it hard to get in here? Because I got onto a Discord and I could never get to the screen. So I think I did it
Yes,
wrong.
it was so super hard for me too. It took me an hour to get through. Oh, the Dragon on Ice pictures got
Oh,
done.
nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So now that these pictures are done, we have a couple of choices. We can hit the U button to upscale it. So we can make any one of these pictures larger, or we can hit the V button and make any one of these 4 images in variations of them. So do you guys want to make any of these images larger, or generates variations on any of these?
Variations.
What's a
Okay,
variation? Yeah.
which
How do you
one?
do
Yeah.
that?
1,
Where are you?
2, 3, or 4?
2.
Two. Okay. So then I hit V2
Oh,
and it
okay.
makes generations of them. Or I can hit the rerun button here and it will generate 4 brand new ones. Okay. Now, when you first log in with a free account, it sends you into the Midjourney Discord server here, which is super, super complicated. But you can go to the newbie channel, which is over here. This is the channel where all the newbies are posting stuff. And you can like actually look over people's shoulders and see what prompts they're putting in. So for example, for this one's goddess woman, elegant water dress with pearls and silver details, raindrops, hyper realistic, 4K, fluid, extra detailed, starry night background, elegant, silver lights, sea waves.
God,
And
that's a
this
lot.
is, yeah, so
Look what they got.
so basically you just throw in a bunch of stuff and see what sticks. And the
Oh, okay.
dog is, the prompt is simply corgi transforming into pizza. And then there are those pictures.
But how do you
Okay.
get into the screen where you can do that?
Yeah, how do you get into
So
that?
you
'Cause
go to
this is theirs.
Discord. Well, when you sign up for the Midjourney account, it will email you the Discord information. So you go to discord.com and you log in. You have to create a Discord account and you log into the Discord channel.
So is the Discord account a separate account that we have to
Yes.
make from the Midjourney?
Discord is like
Okay.
Twitter. The Discord is like Twitter or Skype. It's another social media platform. I hate the fact that Midjourney uses Discord because I hate Discord so much.
I don't know how to get from Discord into here. That's what I got stuck at.
So
To get to
you-
the screen, not to here, but to get to the screen where you can actually type in the request yourself. I don't know how to get to there.
Once you log into Discord, you follow the instructions that Midjourney emails you about logging into the Midjourney Discord server. So here's the Midjourney Discord server. It has a little so they'll give you the link. It's Discord channels with a huge long number. I will actually post that in the description box below in case anybody else has the same problem.
I got to this point. This is the point of where do I get to the point where I can type in commands?
So you go to one of the newbies rooms, like there's
Okay.
newbie 74 or newbies 44, and you type in a prompt like imagine dragons.
Oh, you can do it back again?
Oh, you're not a newbie. Oh, it won't let me do it. So, because I've already upgraded to the commercial one. But if you were here, this is where you would type it in.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
the other
Excellent.
nice thing about this channel, why you should bookmark it, is because there's a search bar up top. You can search for dragon, and you can see all the other people's prompts that they use to create dragons. So for example, steampunk dragon clockwork metallic creates this kind of image. Bubblegum dragon, dragon sticker, dragon of destruction by Zdzislaw Bigzinski, surreal horror. Dragon flying through the sky, cinematic lighting, Unreal Engine, fantasy, epic, up beta. I don't know what up beta means. Unreal
Okay.
Engine is what video games are made with. Epic, that could mean like Epic Fantasy, or could refer to the Epic video game company. So dragon face. So a cute little girl dressed in a pink dragon Halloween costume. Wow. That's like really cute. So here's a dragon, it's concept art. That's what the word here is. Mech Gundam. It gives you this kind of dragon. So you can peer in on other people's prompts and see what they give you by coming back to the public server. So
Because that helps you learn. That helps you learn how to do what you want to do.
Exactly, because you can look at what other people do and you can like, ooh, that is really cool. So now I've upgraded to mine. I paid money to get myself some things. Now let's see. We made some variations. So here are some variations on that second image. And then we reran all the images again. So let's upscale this first one here. Let's make it bigger. It's a little surreal. It's not really recognizable as a dragon. So now it's going to upscale this image. Now, if I wanted it to be vertical, say for a book cover, I do imagine dragon. And I would make it, say, in the art style of art, like Goya oil on canvas. I'm going to make it highly detailed. And I'm going to put aspect ratio. So to do an aspect ratio, you do hyphen, two of them, no spaces, AR, and then you'd put in an aspect ratio. So for books covers, I think it's 2:3. Let me scroll back to what I had before. I had a bunch of book covers that I did. So yeah, 2:3, yeah. So here's a book cover size. So we're gonna go 2:3. And now it's gonna create a dragon painting in the style of Goya. And here it is, it's finished with our very surreal dragons on ice. Which kind of looks like an abstract painting. Meanwhile, it's processing my dragon Goya oil on canvas. So it shows you the percent that it's done. Now, one of the things that I recommend, and this is why it says relaxed, is that if you pay $30 a month, you can switch to the relax mode where you type in relax, just like that. And now you can do unlimited image generation. It's just a little slower than normal. I actually don't find it that much slower than the fast mode. And there's no limits to how many images you can do. So since I do this a lot, because I think it's so cool that I'm playing with it a lot, I'm always in relaxed mode. And here are the Goya images that it's created. And I'm gonna look at the second one here up close. So I'm gonna upscale the second one.
And what was the V again? Was V running at a different time?
Variation.
Where you had variation?
Yeah, variations. So does the same basic image, but slightly differently. Portrait, highly realistic, Goya. I don't know if you can do both realistic and Goya, but let's give it a shot. And then AR 2:3. So you can play around with various different combinations of words to see what the results are. It's never predictable. you never know what you're going to get.
So once you've got something you like
Mhm.
and you want to transport it or print it or use it somewhere for something, what do you do?
Oh, you just save image,
Oh,
and that's it.
okay, wow.
So
That
when
is
do you
pretty
add
very
in?
clever.
When do you
Oh,
add in-
look,
sorry.
it's kind of like Simon Says, you have to write the word imagine.
Uh,
Imagine dragon oil on canvas. You can't just say oil on canvas dragon. You
Right.
have to say imagine.
imagine. You have to command it.
Exactly. Now,
Wow.
most of the other AI apps don't make you type the word imagine. They just have you just type the prompt into a box.
Do you have to type, do you just type imagine or do you type imagine semicolon?
You type slash
Okay.
imagine woman with dragon, and let's say Picasso AR2:3. So slash imagine space and then your prompt, like
I'm gonna take a picture of
But the
Yep.
prompt comes by itself, right? That
Yep.
little thing that says prompt.
Yep.
You don't type that.
I'll do that again for you. Slash imagine
Mm-hmm.
flying dragon wallpaper. Wallpaper is a horizontal orientation. So there's
Okay.
all these like keywords and tricks like AR2:3 and hyphen wallpaper. Where did I find these, you might ask? Well, part of it was by scrolling here through this channel and seeing what other people are doing. But there's also reference guides to Midjourney, whole books of prompts and art styles and examples of things that are like just giant encyclopedias that you can look at and get some ideas for what you want to do. So here is woman with dragon in the style of Pablo Picasso. And I can upscale the second one because that's kind of cool. So let's try, and so I don't like my dragons that are a little too abstract. So I'm going to say imagine highly realistic, detailed dragons. I'm going to say trending on ArtStation to see if that helps. And I'm going to make that wallpaper. I'm going to add 4K because some guy had 4K and it worked. So
what about the ArtStation?
ArtStation is a popular website where people share beautiful art. So by adding the word ArtStation, the AI thinks, oh, it should look like the pictures that I saw on that site.
So you could lose days of your life here.
What do you mean could? Did.
I'm sure. I'm sure it worries me.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah. And then after you get the hang of this and you start, like, as you can see, I've spent a lot of time making various images here. And some of these would make good book covers. Right? So, and in fact, I was playing around with a friend, making some book covers for him and for you too, Evie. So I generated them in here.
Wow.
Now, when did you add the text? Was that out of here?
Oh, I added the text in Canva.
Okay.
So this cover here, this gory one, that was for a friend who's writing a horror post-apocalyptic story. Yeah. and he wanted some like really scary images. And these ones I generated looking for like romance covers. Midjourney does a bad job with faces, so you sometimes have to experiment a little bit, but sometimes they're pretty good. But sometimes not so good. So now keep in mind that this is the first iteration of Midjourney. So all of these things are getting better super, super fast. You might recognize this image. That's the one I did for you. And I tried a whole bunch of different iterations of it before I found one I liked. And here's a city image.
Right. And how did you what did you type in for the city images too?
For the city, I typed in American Gods, book cover, vampire, red fang, San Francisco, skyline at night, dark horror, gothic cinematic, ultra realistic.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can see how you just start and then you have to keep going because it's just, yeah.
And so you just keep adding words in the hopes that one of those words will kind of inspire the AI to something. So it doesn't have a lot of common sense. So it doesn't realize that people only have one neck, not two.
That's a horror novel there.
Yeah. Yep. And so it takes quite a bit of massaging to get something that you might like.
And then you have like you've got those ones that people are sharing, and then you have all of these saved somewhere yourself, correct? This is your site.
So this is midjourney.com/app. So this is my account.
Your account there.
My homepage in Midjourney. Now I
Okay.
can't use it to generate images. I have to go to the Midjourney, the Discord server to actually get images.
And the ones that you're showing here now that you've just worked on with us, are those popping up for other people to see as you're making them, or do you have to share them?
No, because I pay $30 a month for a subscription. So everything that's in my private channel, it's called direct messages to the Midjourney bot. These are only for me. So if I like, so that's
nice.
Weird.
Yeah. It's like a lizard thing. It's cool. I like it.
Here's some more flying dragons.
They're like tree dragons. Interesting.
Imagine dragon in a tree. Trending, art station, 4K, detailed wallpaper. So as you can see, I'm like randomly throwing keywords at it.
When do you know when to put the two dots, the two dashes in?
Before particular instructions. So Midjourney has particular instructions, like wallpaper means a particular horizontal size, or AR2:3 is a vertical size. So they have these keywords that are specific to Midjourney that don't work in any other program, where you preface them with two dashes.
Okay. And so you can, just do the orientation basically.
And you can look at people, what they do, and so there's a few other keywords people are using, like up beta. I don't know what that means. No crop. I don't know what that means.
So some people put in commas. You don't need commas though, right?
But you don't need, it doesn't seem to make any difference. Some people have commas, some people don't. I haven't noticed any real difference. No. So here's a dragon in a tree, and it literally put the dragon inside the tree. Like I said, it has no common sense. So let's try, imagine dragon sitting on a branch high up in a tree, spooky, dark night, moon, And we're gonna make it vertical, so it's for a book cover. So it's AR2:3. So that's how I'm doing them. I'm just throwing stuff out and hoping that it comes up with something, and then just fiddling with it, trying different words, different orientations, different art styles. For example, if you do Imagine Dragon fashion photography, dramatic backlighting wallpaper. So let's see what that does. So you can use terms from art, from photography, from design, anything that is likely to show up in a caption of a photograph somewhere on the internet. Somewhere among the billions of images online, there might be something with that caption.
So if you like one of your dragons, but it's not quite what you liked, can you pick one and finesse that particular drawing or piece of art?
So yeah, so for example,
do
here's the
version?
eyeball in the bottom. That's
Mhm.
so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do variations of number 4. And so now it's going to do some variations of that 4th image.
Can you guide it, or is it just going to be random variations?
No, it's going to be random variations. You can change the text a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can, make it say reddish or something. Let's see if I can do that. So I'm going to copy this. Let's see if this works. Imagine, let's going to make it red light. Ooh, so it looks like you can start out with a link. Maybe. Let's see if that worked.
Okay.
Nope. So it's doing something.
Doing
Yeah,
something.
it's doing
Yeah.
something. It might be it with red light.
Yeah. But so now you have 4 slightly different variations on that dragon. So this one only has one eyeball. This one has 1.5.
Well, I think it's the eyes behind it. I think it's a dragon behind it, I think. but I
It's a
could be
second
wrong.
dragon.
Maybe.
Like this could be 2 dragons. Yeah. So oh yeah, it worked. So red light actually changed the light. But I don't think it was
Yeah, it doesn't
based-
quite look like the
it doesn't
dragon
look
anymore.
it doesn't look like quite the same image. Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
there's
it's
the
definitely
dragon. Oh,
something.
there we go.
Huh.
Little dragony.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, so I've only started playing with this like a week ago. So but basically everybody only started playing with it a week ago. There are no experts on
Yeah.
Midjourney yet, or anybody is as much an expert as anybody else, because this whole industry of writing prompts and creating art is brand new. So we now have this whole idea of a prompt engineer. A prompt engineer is somebody who knows how to write a prompt to get the image that they want. And it's now a whole skill. So instead of like me doing this myself, I might hire somebody to do it for me. So instead of like them taking, say, like a week, I mean, I don't know how long this image would take to draw if like I was an artist. This girl here with the shadows, I mean, how long would it take to draw something like that?
It depends, but a while.
Right. So here an artist can generate like several dozen of these in a few minutes and pick one they like, send it to the client and say, how's this? And then add a little bit of touching up or captions or titles, whatever, and turn it into a real book. Into a real book cover or whatever they're going for. So it's like it's going to be a new profession.
What did you write? Dragon fashion photography.
dramatic backlighting. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah,
That's really neat.
yeah.
Well, and what's kind of interesting, I mean, looking at it from a writing point of view too, you could create your own visual prompts like that one you just did with the fashion thing. It could prompt me to write stories looking at those visuals.
Oh my
You know.
God, yes.
So I mean, so you can put in these weird things and come up with this visual that then could create a whole story. Which is cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. So so here's this one that
Yeah.
it's not filled in yet, so it's only 1% filled in.
Oh wow.
So the way it works is it does multiple passes through an image, the way these AI systems work, where it goes through like more and more highly detailed layers at each pass and adds more texture and definition and content for each pass. So here it is halfway done. And now we're starting to see a lot more there. And so you can actually watch the AI as it develops and adds texture. So it's kind of cool. So the AI images tend to start with something very vague, so it gets the composition right, and then it goes through in layers and modifies that and makes it a little bit more richer and detailed. So here it is. Here it is, and let's open it at full screen. There you go.
Wow.
So you guys are artists. How long would it take you to create something like this?
Oh, God, a long time. Well, I mean, it depends how big it was, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So something like this is already pretty high resolution. If you wanted to upscale it further, there are upscale things that will make it even higher resolution. So if you want to print it on a poster, for example, but it's already pretty darn detailed. You know, let's see if I can zoom in. I mean, look at that. Look at that detail. I mean, you have to zoom really far in before it gets pixelated. 500% before I start seeing pixels. Yeah. So it's plenty good enough for print or electronic book covers.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you
if you
can just
printed
say,
it, and there's like companies that will print your oils on canvas. So if you printed this on canvas, like using one of those online services, it would look like a real painting. Yep. All right.
Wow.
So let's switch back to us talking. What did you guys think?
That's
Wow.
amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean for what I mean it'll never replace creating something with a paintbrush and paint for I think me, but I can see how much fun it is and how quick it is. So in this age of wanting to see things fast, you can create all kinds of stuff. And I am excited to use it for something like a pitch deck. You know, I think it could be really helpful for that kind of thing too.
It's great for blog post illustrations. So
sure.
this is a blog post that I used an illustration for yesterday. I mean, no, earlier today. This one I did yesterday. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Well, no, it's great for, I mean, it's a little intimidating how how great it is.
Yeah.
It is. It
I
is.
mean,
It is,
I mean,
Elizabeth.
look
you
at this.
know, for me personally, okay, if I'm painting, it's different, but in terms of the product,
Yeah.
it's kind of the like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Like
So,
replacement artist.
now, I think that if you were going to do this for blog posts, you need to figure out what style you like and save those prompts so all of your blog post illustrations are in the same general style. So if you're writing a very romantic, touchy-feely kind of blog, you might like this kind of picture style. And so you would have it illustrate different topics in that style. If you're doing a techie thing, you might want to use like this style for your images, a little bit of retro thing, or a style like this for an illustration. Say you're doing a business website. If you're like a steampunk writer, you can do steampunk as the theme for illustrations for your blog posts. And so save that style and use that style and color palette in all your illustrations, so you can have a consistent visual identity for your blog. But picking the pictures and playing with it is something that you get better at with practice. And most people who don't do it for a living won't put in the time. And they will have pictures that look random and disconnected. Just like if most people, when they design their own websites, even when they have all the tools, their website winds up looking random and disconnected, right? It takes somebody working deliberately to create something coherent that looks good. So like I can create a book cover with Canva in 5 minutes, but it's not going to look very good, you know? If I spend a couple of hours at it, it might start looking better. If I watch some tutorials about how to create book covers, maybe read some articles about it, it'll get a little bit better. Maybe I'll take a composition class. And once I get to that point, I'm basically making my career and investing in that. So it kind of makes sense for me to hire somebody to do that, who's already made that time investment in learning composition, in learning about different art styles. I think that this kind of tools might inspire some people to get into it who wouldn't have before. So I would never have gone into making art because I can't draw. My mother's a professional artist. She studied at the Hermitage in Russia and paints icons and portraits and stuff. And so I was discouraged as a child from any kind of creativity growing up because, you know, kids, they're not very good at art. So yes, I can't draw anything or play any music. So that's kind of sad. But I guess it goes that way. Either you wind up growing up to be an artist yourself, or you wind up growing up not doing any art at all, right? When your parents are artists. So like a couple of my siblings are musicians, and me, I'm like, I do no music at all because my stepfather's a musician, and so my dad plays as well. So I guess it's just random. But anyway, so I'm not somebody who feels like they have artistic abilities. But with this, I can see myself setting up shop and doing this for people on Fiverr for $5 a pop or $10 a pop, and then putting it into an ugly book cover for maybe 25 or $50 a pop. So a writer can make their own ugly book cover for like maybe say in an hour, or I can make an ugly book cover for them in an hour, and they can spend that hour doing something else that they like better. And then with practice, I might get better. And maybe in a couple of years of doing it, I can make a good looking book cover in a couple of hours, maybe, and I'll charge more for it. I think that people who are good artists and good at composition and design and stuff could use this to accelerate their workflow quite a bit though, which means that they might be able to do good covers faster.
Makes sense.
So they'll charge less per cover, but they'll make more money overall.
Wow, super cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try it. I mean, but as someone who just wants to play and only use it a little, I don't want to pay $30 a month. So.
Yeah, so use the free thing until your credits run out.
Yeah. Do you know how many images they give you, and you can save like 2 or something? Is that right? Like if you use a free version, you can save all of them.
You can save all the ones you make. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just right click on it and save it.
Do you know how many you can
onto your computer? Onto your computer. Right? Into your own.
I think it was like a couple of 100 images. They go fast though. They
Yeah, I
go
bet.
really fast because you start fiddling with it and you're like, oh, well, let's make it dramatic, more dramatic backlighting. All right, let's make it 3D animation. No, I don't want Studio Ghibli. I want Disney. No, I want Pixar. No, no, I want Picasso. No, I want Clint or whatever. And you just like keep adding stuff and tweaking it. And next thing you know, you used up your free images. But fortunately, plenty of other programs out there you can try, and links are going to be in the description box below.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no, I don't think this is going to replace artists, but it might
Oh,
change
no,
the way some artists work.
No, and I could see a lot of graphic artists really getting into this for, like you said, speed. I mean, it'll help them generate a lot more images quickly. So,
Yeah.
and they could even use them as a template to then do something else with, so.
And you can always take one of these things into Photoshop and
Mhm.
then work with it further if you know how to use Photoshop.
Right.
But if somebody puts in the same prompts, do they get the same image?
No, never.
Never.
Yeah, you get something different every time.
So you couldn't, so if you create that image, that's it. And nobody's
if you
going to
don't
create
save
that.
if you don't save it, I mean, obviously Midjourney saves it for you, but unless you save it, you can't like get it back by doing the same prompt again.
Mhm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah, it's like a random graphic generator, Yeah, I mean, we've had those for a while. They would just create random weird pictures on the screen, right? Except now these random weird pictures on the screen are in any art style you want and have objects in them that are recognizable.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Pretty cool
It is.
looking.
Yep.
Really cool.
So, wow. So, well, yeah, I'm going to start. Well, I'll start with the free one and then we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
I must have more.
All right.
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys. So
Thank you. That was
I look
so
forward
helpful.
to seeing what you guys
Yeah.
do. If you want to put up a little gallery on MetaStellar of the stuff you produce, I would love to have that. Or if you create a gallery on your own website, we can add links in the description box below.
Very
Thank you.
cool. Thank you,
That's
Maria.
All
This
right,
was really helpful.
Yeah, really. I got into Discord and then I kept going to the newbie channel. I got that far and then I couldn't figure out where to type.
Oh, the other thing with a newbie channel, I've got to tell you guys this. It scrolls really fast. So Midjourney is super popular. There's like millions of people on the newbie channel. You type in your prompt, you hit return, and it goes zoop, and scrolls all the way up. My trick, note the time. Make a note of the time at which you did the prompt. And then scroll back to that timestamp.
Oh my God.
Otherwise,
So
you're never going to be able to find them again.
So that's for your image that you did or for somebody else's that you liked?
No, on the newbie channel in Midjourney,
Right.
on the free channel where you're competing against thousands or tens of thousands of other people, when you type in your prompt, you hit enter, and then other people type in their prompts, and your prompt scrolls up and disappears off the screen. So before it's even generated, it's gone somewhere up there. And so the first time I did this, I was like scrolling back for like 10 minutes trying to find my prompt. Like, where is it? Did I miss it? Is it? Finally, I typed it in the prompt again and I made a note of the timestamp. What time did I type it in? Hit enter and then scrolled back to that timestamp so I can, because it takes a couple of minutes for the picture to come in on the freebie newbie channel. And in those 2 minutes, I mean, it's gone. It's like hundreds of miles away now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So make a note of the timestamp so you can scroll back and find it again. So not the best user interface. I really dislike Discord.
Does that now, that's not true with you though, because you have your own channel, right? Because
Yeah,
you're
because
paying
I
for
pay
it.
extra. That's how they get you.
Right. They make it easier, better.
But since you guys are here, I'm gonna show you a couple of the other ones as well. So which are a little bit easier. And hold on, let me figure out how to share the screen. Share screen. So share screen. So one is, can you see it? Can you see what I
Yep.
am?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So crayon.com is super easy, completely free.
I wonder if
And
that's
all you do is you type flying dragon in there and it will just generate a picture. It makes its money from showing you ads. Another one is called Hugging Face. I'm going to have the links down below. Again,
good.
you type in the prompt, hit enter, and oh, it's
Oh,
too
it's
busy.
Oh. Okay, but
I did that with another one I tried. It was too busy quite often.
Yeah, these things are like super popular, so you might have to try more than once. So I'm gonna have links to all of these below. And then you come back and you check to see if it's done yet. And then you go back to this one to, oh, I'm in 7th in queue, so you have to wait for it. That's the thing. Oh, and here's my flying dragons with crayon.
oh,
Those are
Look,
cute.
those are pretty cute, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
with
they're very
crayon, do you also add other information like you do?
Yeah, for
like,
example, you can make flying dragon, steampunk. Now, what you cannot do with crayon is use any of the prompts that are specific to Midjourney, like wallpaper or AR2:3.
But
And
could you
some
put
of the
like in
technical.
book cover size? Could you put in something like book cover
Nope,
size?
they're only
Flying dragon?
square. Crayon is only square. And so stable diffusion, it's also whatever thing that they have. So that's one of the reasons why I like Midjourney so much, is because one of the things you can do is you can adjust it.
Mhm.
Now, while I'm in here, I'm going to show you Dall-E 2. Now, Dall-E 2 is not open to the public. You have to request flying dragon, steampunk. It's a little easier interface. You just type in the prompt and you hit generate. So it's really kind of easy.
What do you mean it's not open to, you have to, I mean, what do you mean? How do you
There's
request
a
it?
waiting list of 1 million people. I've requested my account and I'm still waiting for it. So I requested it like a few weeks back. So this is my daughter's account that I'm using right now because she got it before I did. So this is the Dall-E 2 version of it.
Cool.
And it will also do variations. And the other cool thing that it will do is, let's say you like this dragon, but you don't like its head. You can edit it. You can erase its head. You can hit generate. And now it will generate a bunch of different images that have different heads in them.
That is
So
cool.
this is really cool. So this is Dall-E 2. You have to pay money for it. So I think I paid like $15 for a few hundred images. So here it is. Here's the same dragon, but now with different heads. So it is really, really cool. See, different head.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is Dall-E 2. It also costs money. So
And is in the bottom right down there on Dall-E 2, you can change the color palette.
no,
Is that what that is?
no,
Oh.
this like little bar strip is a stamp. It's like a signature that shows it's AI generated by Dall-E 2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're going to use this for anything, you'd have to crop that out, which is a little annoying.
Right. So if
Yeah.
you wanted to use it for a book cover, you'd have to just blow it and
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, so this is Dall-E 2. I like it. It does cost money, but it's only square. You can't change the size of it. But what you can do is you can use it, you can upload an image that you've edited. So for example, so here's a picture that I put white space around. So I shrank it and cropped it, and then I deleted that little corner in there. So I'm going to generate variations of this.
how did you get it in there? Where did you drag it or
There's
what?
an upload button. So you can upload an image and use that as the base for Dall-E 2.
But you can't do that in any of the other ones, right?
No, you can't do that with any of the other ones. So here it is, it filled in like the gaps, the guy's face. Okay. So it made some guesses. So
Its faces are better than
Yeah.
Midjourney.
yeah, so you can say, so you can make this handsome man with wolf in forest under a moonlit sky. Oops. So erase this part. And all this empty space in the middle, it will now fill in with the rest of the image based on that little image. So you can you can use it very, very effectively to make bigger pictures, but you just keep zooming out. You can, if parts you don't like, look, this guy is super creepy. Look at that guy. Ick.
Ooh.
But this guy's pretty good. Look at that. And this guy's here is kind of annoying and creepy, but it looks good.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you can erase parts of an image, and it filled in. So I said in a forest, so it filled in a tree here. And I said under a moonlit sky, and it filled in a moon that wasn't there before.
Right.
In the empty spaces around it. So yeah. So that's Dall-E 2. It's really good. It does cost money, and the waiting list is 1,000,000 miles long.
Why does super creepy guy have fingers down at the bottom underneath the wolf?
Who knows? Who
And the wolf
knows?
is creepy. The
Yeah.
wolf
Who
is
knows
creepy
why
too.
the AI does anything?
That's
And now-
interesting.
Oh, and
Really?
here's the Crayon
Oh, that's
Steampunk
not
Dragon.
bad, right?
I mean, these are pretty cool.
They're cool.
Yeah. That's not bad at all.
Yeah. These are like really cool. And it's totally free. It just takes a couple minutes to res, and it's kind of low resolution. But if you don't mind something that looks like that, maybe like for a blog post, these are totally fine. And then here's a stable diffusion one. This is the flying dragon prompt. So it looks, so they all have like slightly different kind of styles and takes on their art. So in stable diffusion right now, this hugging face one is free. So I don't know how long it's going to be free, but right now it is free, so you can try it out. All right.
So
Okay,
cool.
so now I'm done. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
cool.
very much. That's
Yeah,
very
definitely.
So I'm going to
useful.
go post all the links in the description box below for you guys.
Okay.
And if there's pictures you want me to share with people after you've played around with them, let me know and I'll add them into the description as well.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, really fun. I'm going to go waste a lot of time now.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
All right.
See
Bye.
you for the next.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I didn't mention this. So Andrea and Elizabeth are hosts of the Long Lost Friends segment here on MetaStellar, its YouTube channel. They interview authors and artists and scientists all the time. And they're also science fiction writers. And the members of the MetaStellar community, we publish original short fiction, excerpts, reprints, essays, and lots of book reviews. We do the free Friday book reviews every single Friday, the top 10 free science fiction and fantasy books on Amazon. If you like any of that stuff, subscribe, like, whatever, all that stuff. Okay,
Don't
guys.
forget the new anthology.
Oh, and the new book
Yes.
is out. Yes.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Our first year anthology is out in both print and electronic form. The links will be in the description box below as well. All right, guys.
Okay.
Bye. See you all later.
Bye.